Let's do a big jump from Spain or Israel to Austria, and from outside to inside, because what we are doing, we are understanding and help our farmers and customers understand dairy cows, but from within. So the project evolved, or the company is based on just a second, I cannot switch the screen for some reason. Okay. More than 10 years ago, when there was a research request about analyzing the content of the stomach of cows. And we as young engineers thought it shouldn't be that problematic to just insert a little sensor, a data logger, and via radio wirelessly analyze the content of the rumen of dairy cows. So we use a pH sensor and data logging. And in 2007, quite some years ago, we had the first real-time live transmission of pH data out of the stomach. This might not be important for normal persons, but in research, it was something that opened much more opportunities to understand what happens inside a dairy cow's stomach. So we are focusing on this measuring parameters inside the cows, and we are convinced that this measuring of these direct parameters is enormously valuable, and we see this also in transforming this into understanding the cows for our customers. How does the smaXtec system work? It's basically the core of the system is a bolus, about 13 centimeters long, cylindric object that is swallowed by the cow and stays then for the whole life of the cow inside the rumen. We are measuring every 10 minutes. Actually, we're measuring much more, but we are storing every 10 minutes information about activity, temperature, and in some of our products also the pH value. It's for 4 to 5 years completely maintenance-free and a safe way without any further effort to collect data, and then more important than just collecting the data, it's wirelessly transmitted via our set of infrastructure. It's easily accessible, plug and play, maintenance-free, based also on mobile networks, so we don't need existing infrastructure on the farm. It's wirelessly transmitted to the smaXtec cloud. There the data is stored, but much more interesting, the data is analyzed automatically and then translated into valuable information and decision support for our customers. Our customers are usually farmers, but also feed managers and veterinarians who have for sure the opportunity, if accepted by the farmer, to access all the information, not only the raw data, but also the insights we are providing the farmer. We have quite optimized user experience. We know that our users are not interested in the data, but in the information. So we have a pretty well understandable dashboard about the decisions that have to be taken. We're focusing on three topics: health, reproduction, but also feed management, and providing our users with alerts about what's going on inside the cow or inside a herd. For example, we alarmed about upcoming calving, heat stress. It's I think a big topic also in Spain. Cows have a pretty low environment temperature they are used to. Then we alarm, very important, about estrus. Finding the right time to inseminate a cow is of vital importance for farmers. We measure the activity, so we can pretty fast detect if cows are moving differently than the days before, which is a big health information, very important information about an ongoing health issue of the cow. And very important is also to measure the drinking behavior of the cow. You can easily see how often the cow, how much cow is is drinking, and also within the herd. This shows very often cows which are, for example, in the hierarchy lower than others and don't get access to drinking. And with our additional product, we also can give information about feed efficiency by, for example, measuring the pH values, and something which is also just possible when measuring inside the body is to have a continuous body temperature measurement, so we can quickly identify temperature increases, for example, for feverish conditions or inflammations. Yeah, I've also prepared some sample curves where you can see here on the timeline from left to right. One of the gray or white columns is 1 day, and here you can see on the bottom line you see the activity of the cow, and on the blue line you see the temperature which is measured. The spikes you can see here are drinking events. Cow is drinking cold water, and this is shown easily in the spikes. But on the red line you see a significant increase of activity. So in this case, the farmer gets an instant push notification on his mobile device that about a special time frame within the next hours where it's most likely successful to inseminate the cow. If the farmer doesn't react quick enough, the next option is a few weeks later to inseminate the cow. So this is a very important quality, also for our quality, I think for our product to be very, very precise in that. Another example I brought is a calving event. Calving can be detected, or actually ongoing, or calving within the next 24 hours can be detected by temperature changes, but also in changes in the activity. We combine different parameters, also information about successful inseminations in the past, and then alarm the farmer he can change the position of the cow. And then a third example I brought is a temperature curve of an inflammation. So you see here the increase of the body temperature, or actually increase of this is a temperature in the stomach, but we can calculate out of that the body temperature and can very quickly inform the farmer that there is a health issue ongoing. And this early detection of problems is very important from an economic point of view, but also when in terms of giving antibiotics, because when you start here from the very top, the comparison between using smaXtec system and without using the smaXtec system, if you have an infection, we detect up to 4 days before there are clinical symptoms visible that there is a disease ongoing. So the treatment can begin much easier, can be realized with weaker medication, in the best case not even really needing antibiotics, while without using the smaXtec system you wouldn't see anything special with the cow, and the clinical symptoms are not visible yet. So you lose time, and while the situation on the left side, the cow is already in the recovery process, and you can already again sell your milk. Without the smaXtec system, when detecting this disease later on, the disease is still going on. You have to start a much more intensive treatment, which leads to loss of time, but especially money in this case. Well, some impressions from a user interface on various mobile devices or PC, wherever you want to use it. And just a brief summary about smaXtec. We are a market leader in the intraluminal measurement of this temperature, activity, and lumen pH values. It's a patented and now very well tested, also by external partners systems. Every second we collecting more data points and learning out of the interpretation of this. We have more than 50 employees now in our headquarters in Austria, but also subsidiaries in Germany and in Great Britain. Over 70,000 boli are sold in more than 25 countries. Various prizes and awards from international trade fairs, but also other organizations. And we are very well involved also in European projects. For example, we were one of the first companies in Austria getting Horizon 2020 small SME instrument project, which is a very, very high competition in getting this. And we are involved in some other projects, national but also international as well. So we are also open and experienced in being a partner in other research projects. Okay, I hope you got a brief introduction about what we are doing and what can be done with modern technologies in our domain. And now I'm open for questions. And in the chat section, I will also post the two links, which are for sure not working, and screen sharing to our company and our two links in profile of our company. Thank you for the time, and I'm open for questions.